Hi, this is Mike, SBR Sport. I want to do a shoe review on a pair of shoes that I've just put over 1,100 kilometers on. The shoe in question is the Saucony Guide, and I must say, after running in these shoes, I've looked at my diary this morning. I've just run 1,130 kilometers in them. I've been absolutely in love with the shoe. Probably gone a little bit too far on the shoe. Should have replaced it a little bit earlier, but one of the ironies of running your own place and selling shoes is that you kind of worry about yourself last. We've just had an unbelievably busy start to the year, and so I'm going to be wearing these shoes now sort of on a casual basis, but certainly 1,130 kilometers of happy running in them. I look back at my running diary. I still keep one of those. Everything gets written down in it. I'm kind of old school that way. And a couple of remarks that came up in the diary about the shoe. Number one, the shoe has got an 8mm heel to toe drop on it, which is slightly different from a lot of shoes. A lot of shoes will have a 12mm heel to toe drop, and so sort of just hopping down into that 8mm does make a little bit of a difference. My runs typically start on a flattish road, and the flattish road's about 200 meters long, and then after that I really normally have a very, very steep road that I climb, and at least for the first 3 or 4 runs I really kind of just felt my calves working a little bit harder, spent a little bit more time stretching out my calves, which is what you need to do if you're going to sort of go from 12 to 8 or 8 to less. But I did write in my running diary that at the 40k mark, so that was probably about 4 10k runs in, that my calves had adapted and I could no longer tell the difference between a 12mm and an 8mm shoe. The other thing that came up in the diary was at the 60 kilometer mark. So 60 k's in, I sat there and I put a little note in my diary, and the note went, these shoes are as comfortable as slippers now. So it did take a little while to run in, as most shoes do. It was about 50 k's. By the 60k mark, I was absolutely at home in them. A couple of little things. I mean, that's the grip on the shoe. I think I've still got most of the grip. I do land fairly lightly, and so I tend not to unusually scuff a shoe. I can see that there is a little bit of wear over there. That's kind of typical of someone who pronates lightly, which is what I do. Every now and then the shoe in these little areas will pick up tiny little stones, but then most shoes are going to do that, so you've just got to be aware of that. I remember one run, just kind of running, and I thought someone was behind me the whole time because I kept hearing like a stranger landing sound, and it just ended up as a small stone, which I removed. That's probably the biggest complaint about the shoe, which really means that you've hit an absolutely unbelievable shoe to run in. I did a number of runs. South Africa's had a heck of a lot of rain of late, so I've probably run at least 60 kilometers in the rain, but in the absolute sopping rain. The shoe has got really excellent sort of breathability, which does mean that water is going to come in as well, and so like any shoe, you're going to feel the water sort of sloshing around. But having said that, the minute the rain stopped, the shoe did dry out very quickly. Other thing that really sort of caught my attention with the shoe is that Saucony have come up with a layer with a new technology called the Everrun technology, and one of the boasts of the Everrun is that as you come down, the Everrun is obviously going to give you a shock absorption, but the other thing that Saucony say about Everrun is that you get an excellent return of energy, and I must say I noted that in my diary a couple of times, and I still think, although I've kind of gone over where I would typically run in a shoe 1,130 kilometers, I can still feel that Everrun really working, the energy return being quite brilliant. Last point, and then I'm through. Absolutely love the color of the shoes. There's just something really nice as you, every now and then as you look down at the shoe and you see this sort of acid green color just sort of flicking by as you're running. Just loved it. I'm a big fan of orange and that acid green, and so absolutely love the shoe. Slight amount of wear on the inside of the heel, but that's completely normal. Would I pick pick the shoe again? Absolutely, without any shadow of a doubt. Love the shoe. It's a great early anti-gronator. It doesn't overly rectify, but it is an absolutely fantastic light shoe. Done some big mileage in the shoe. Hope that this review has been helpful. Take care. Bye bye.